Hey people, so my videos are late this week and I haven't really watched a movie per se, but I want to talk about something that I thought was pretty cool, and it's actually the reason my videos were late. I got wrapped up in 2 series this week, one of which I watched like 2 seasons back to back. So I want to talk about my love of 2 series that I love so deeply. The first one is a little bit more science fiction-y, sort of. It's called Life on Mars. I was watching the British version, but there is an American version that I will be watching. Now, the concept of life on Mars has nothing to do with Mars per se. The American version had something to do with it, but I haven't seen that yet, so I don't know what it is. What it's about is this cop who's on the trail of a serial killer, gets hit by a car, and wakes up in 1973. And so there's this cool, think of Grissom from CSI. If he was forced to deal with a bunch of, dirty cops who don't believe in science, and mostly just beat the crap out of their witnesses, this is Life on Mars. And it's wonderful. I really wanted him to have an episode where he goes and tries to kill his own father. It came close. But it was a cool, grand series, and it kind of reminded me of a Canadian series we used to have called Odyssey. I think it was a Canadian series. It was on the CBC, which was another story of a man in a coma. It actually was a boy in a coma who had all these crazy hallucinations. This was a little less fantastic, but it was crazy fun. And there was some clever moments, and there was some touching moments. You laughed, you cried. All around amazing. So check out Life on Mars, the BBC version. I'm also a huge Peter Serafinowicz fan, so Peter Serafinowicz show and Look Around You, the first series, because the second series got crazy and shouldn't have stayed on the air, but the Peter Serafinowicz show was fantastic. Now, the other series that I got caught up in this week that really put a dent into me getting videos out on time was Dexter. I love Dexter. It's on 5 seasons, and I just watched season 5. And it's in running with season 2 and season 4 to be my favorite. See, I thought they were going to have, crappy season, amazing season, crappy season, amazing season, because that was the pattern they were starting. But no, season 5 was solid. For those of you who don't know, Dexter is a serial killer who solves crimes as a cop in his spare time. Or he's a cop who is a serial killer in his spare time. And he only kills other killers. So you should check it out if you're intrigued, because a lot of people don't watch it and should. One of the better made crime shows on TV today. It's a showcase show. It's got Michael C. Hall, who was on 6 Feet Under. So I'm basically going to ruin everything for you now about Dexter, because it was fantastic. The overwhelming arch with Dexter is whether or not he is truly doomed to be alone. In the first season, it was about a family member who'd come from his past that he had hopes of connecting with, and then it failed miserably and blew up in his face, and he had to kill him. This is sort of how it works. Season 2, he fell in love with a woman who was psychotic. And played by this incredibly attractive British woman. The character's name was Lila, and I still have a crush on her. But crazy women doing what crazy women do, he had to kill her. So season 3, he thought he found a friend who was like another law enforcement individual who wanted to go vigilante. Except he took it too far, and he wasn't being safe. And so Dexter had to kill him. You guys see the pattern developing? Season 4 was fantastic because he had this father bonding with another serial killer. It wasn't all that vigilante. The guy was a pastor. He was abusive. But eventually that all blew up in his face too. Through all this, he was getting married to this woman who wasn't like him, but he was hoping he could prove that he's human in some way. And that blew up in his face eventually, and it was probably the biggest twist of all time at the end of season 4. But in season 5, he really got a chance to fall in love, and it was the sweetest thing in the world. And for once, it showed him that he doesn't have to be alone forever. It was magical. That's what TV was invented for, so we can watch 2 serial killers fall in love with each other. So check back tomorrow. I'm going to have another video up, I hope, and it's going to be a lot more movie-ish if I find a movie that's worth ruining. I hope. So until next time, folks, get the hell out of my camera, get in front of your TV.